Our next guest is the half-sister of Michael Jackson. She is the child of a 25-year affair between Joe Jackson and her mother, Cheryl Terrell. In her new book, she details growing up in the shadows of her famous half-brothers and sisters. Bastard Child explores her deep disappointment and shame over being rejected by the Jackson family. Please welcome Giovanni Jackson. Welcome.
Thank you.
When did you first realize you are a Jackson?
You know, I've always known that I was a Jackson. My father would point them out to me. I've always known it. I knew Michael was my brother. I knew Janet was my sister. What I didn't know was what my mother told me when I was 11 years old, that my father, Joseph Jackson, was married and that his wife was Katherine Jackson, or is. That's the detail I didn't know. And surprisingly enough, we just live 5 to 8 miles away from each other. So...
He had 2 lives?
Yes, very much so. One with his wife and their children, Michael, Janet, Tito, and all of them. And then me and my mother in Van Nuys. Literally just 5 to 8 miles away.
From Encino.
Wow. Right.
Wow. Now, Joe Jackson was your dad, and you grow up you were hidden. He kept you hidden from his other family.
Yes.
Now, you met Katherine Jackson.
Yes.
By chance. What happened?
You know, my best friend and I, Chazelle, we were going to get our nails done in the neighborhood salon. We walk in, and there's Katherine Jackson sitting right there. I got so upset, so nervous. You know, I just was confused. And she said, she looks just like him. She said that to my best friend. And so I left out, and I shouted out, I'm going to call my daddy. You know, but the reason that I was so upset like that, because we couldn't even shop at the corner grocery store. Wow. We had to go to a different grocery store. And so now she's in the neighborhood getting her nails done. I'm like thinking, oh my goodness, I might possibly get in trouble. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was such a confusing time.
How old were you?
14.
Wow. You say that Rebe Jackson was the only one that pretty much acknowledged you.
Right.
The oldest sibling of the Jacksons. And she introduced you. Tell us what happened when she introduced you to Janet.
Well, I was so excited to meet Janet because I really, really liked her Rhythm Nation album. Sure. That was the jam.
It was.
And I could, relate to it. You know what I mean? So we met up at Rebe's house, and we were having, you know, pretty good conversation until I said, Daddy. And she got upset. But the reason that she got upset was because he did not allow them to call him Daddy.
Oh. What'd they call him?
Joseph.
Joseph.
Oh.
You know, and so...
Did he allow you to call him Daddy?
You know what I think? I think that he had gotten older because you have to remember, when I was born, he was 46.
Okay.
So I really think that he just didn't care that much.
Okay. And you're the youngest.
Yeah.
Because Janet is the oldest of Katherine's children, and she's 51, right? And you're 43.
Janet's not the oldest of
the youngest. I mean,
yes,
I mean, so the age difference was she's
yes.
8 years older than you.
That is correct. And you know what? This just goes to show that, you know, you really cannot determine what's going to bother a person deeply and what they hang on to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But for me personally, and this is my advice, you find strength in forgiveness. That's being strong. Forgiveness. You know what I mean? Let bygones be bygones. You know what I mean? So, yes.
Stay right there. We're going to have much more with Giovanni Jackson when we come right back.